Okay, so now we're ready to start rhythm 2. So we're on page 12. We're doing Old MacDonald as our extra lesson. And we want to have a look at the second rhythm that we need to play in that very first page of Old MacDonald. Okay, so I'm going to see, we're going to look at the sheets first, and then we're going to play them on the piano. Second rhythm that we learnt was the tap, tap and a long note. Tap, tap and a long note. And as we look at Old MacDonald, this is already in bar 2. Tap, tap and a long note. So let's go over to the piano to review, because this will be the last time we see it before we start the next group of lessons. Okay, so going over our rhythm number 2, which we've done heaps, but we're reviewing it here. We're going over it, okay, before we start the next set of lessons. Starting on this cat, finger number 2. Are you ready? We're going to do tap, tap and a long note. 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 Now left hand's going to play it. Are you ready? Tap, tap and a long note. 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 Well done. Okay, how did you go with the second rhythm? Now, we've done this rhythm heaps and heaps in the first 10 lessons, haven't we? But it's always good to go over it and make sure that it's solid before we move on to the next 10 lessons, because there's going to be more rhythms that are going to be piled on. So we have to make sure that these rhythms are really strong before we continue, okay? You can always keep going back and replaying them, okay, as well.